Hi, welcome to CNY Woman Knits and Crochets. I'm Mindy, your hostess, otherwise known as Knitter CNY on Ravelry and Instagram. I come to you from the Syracuse, New York area, which is right smack dab in the middle of New York State. That's why we call it Knitter CNY or CNY Woman Knits and Crochets, because I'm from Central New York. If you are a returning viewer or a subscriber, welcome back. If you are just catching me for the first time, I have been knitting and crocheting for over 30 years, and it's close to 35 now. So I would say I am in the stage of life where I like simple projects to work on. I do a lot of crocheting for Project Linus, which is a nationwide charity that has a branch here in my area where you donate blankets, and the blankets are then distributed to hospitals and charitable organizations like hospice and things like that, Sleep in Heavenly Peace. And I do that on a fairly regular basis because there is a pickup point at Joann's in my area that is near me, so I can drop it off. It's about 10 to 12 minutes away from where I live. So I'm going to show you what I've worked on since the last time we met. The last time was a whip session, and if you're interested in sitting and crocheting or knitting for about half an hour with me and hearing babble, that's a good place to go. I have several whip sessions in there. They all have WIP, Works in Progress, in the title. So it usually says grab your whip. So I'm going to show you what I've worked on, and then I'm going to show you what I am working on. So my finished objects and then my works in progress. So the first thing that I finished is this blanket. It is nice and big. It is out of a Bernat blanket Ogo. I'm sorry, I didn't bring the label over with me, so I don't have the color, but the Ogos are discontinued. They were the ones that were in those cardboard packaging, and they had 3 colors per thing. It's Bernat blanket yarn, but in 3 colors. So this is the Suzette stitch. Looks like that. If you're interested in the tutorial that I followed to do this blanket, it has been linked several times in past shows and also in one of my shorts. If you go to my shorts on my podcast page on YouTube, you'll find it very easily. So that's good. I used a size O hook for that, and I used a Prim ergonomic hook and 4 Ogos to make this size. It's quite large. The other thing that I finished, and I'm counting it as finished because it is a finished object, is this, which is the ever-present, let's see if I can figure it out. There we go. It's the Grandma's Best Dishcloth, I think is what the pattern name is in Ravelry, but it's a really simple pattern if you've never done this before in knitting. You start out with 4 stitches. On the next row, you knit 1, yarn over, knit the rest of the row. You get as wide as you want to, usually 40 stitches, and then you start doing decreases by doing knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, knit the rest of the row until you get back down to 4 stitches. And then you get this nice dishcloth with a little edge with little yarn overs in the edge. So that's done. That is in Sugar and Cream. I'm Lily Sugar and Cream. I'm not sure what the color is. It might be mistletoe or something like that, or another Yuletide, something like that. I got it on a comb from Joann's last year, I think. The next blanket that I am working on is out of 2 Mandala bonus bundles. I will try and link the tutorial that I used for this because I can't remember the name of the blanket, but it's using 2 of Well, it actually uses 4 of the smaller mandalas, but I used 2 of the larger bonus bundles because it's the same amount of yardage basically. There's 1 yard more. And it's this color, which is Giant. You can see it's got yellow, blue, a very light green, purple, a dark blue, another color purple, pink, sort of a salmony orange color, and then a yellow, another brighter yellow color. So it has several color changes in it. And this is the blanket that I am making. You start down here. This is lengthwise, believe it or not. So it goes like this. And what you're doing is, instead of crocheting in the loops at the top, right here, these loops, instead of crocheting in those loops, you're crocheting in the spaces between the double crochets. And that's what gives it this texture. And so it's pretty long. And I'm going to probably, it'll black out when I'm done, once I wash it. And this is like one night's work. I think I finished 1 row this morning. But you can kind of see those colors blend in. There's 2 different yellows there. There's 2 different yellows. And it should go through all of the colors, which will be nice. And like I said, I will link to the tutorial because I like the fabric. I've got 2 other skeins of Lion Brand Mandala Baby in Rainbow Falls. And I liked this pattern so much. I was originally going to do a blanket with that and like a Value Plus yarn or Bundles of Love. And I liked the pattern so much, I ordered 2 more balls of the Rainbow Falls color to pick up at Joann's later. Because the mandala is $4.99. They extended the sale like 1 day. I don't know how long the mandala is going to be $4.99, but if you see this today, you might want to order some if you haven't already. And then the next blanket I'm working on is out of Bernat Baby Blanket, and the color is called Flower Pot. I am making the standard ripple blanket that I always make. That mandala blanket uses a size L prim hook, which is an 8mm hook. I use the Prim ergonomic hook. I like those. And this blanket also uses the Prim L hook, 8mm hook. It is just a ripple blanket, but the pattern for the first row is a nice setup. Instead of skipping 2 stitches, you skip 1 in the valley to give it a little tighter edge, and I think it looks really nice. And then you, on the second row and the repeat row, which is the second row, you skip 2 and then you go do 3 at the top. It's a free pattern. I'll try and link to it, even though I've linked to it in the past. And that's the color Flower Pot. It has like a beige in it, a white, and then a pinkish peach color, I would say. And you make this blanket with 2 skeins. Mine comes out 36 by 36. The pattern says it comes out 36 by 42. So just be advised, everybody's gauge is slightly different, and I did not do a gauge swatch before I started it because I've done this blanket enough that I know that 2 of them makes a 36 by 36. And that's what I've been working on. That's it. That bigger blanket's going to take me a while. Then I will probably go into hats for the family. I have been invited to Christmas at my aunt's house. I want to make a little something. So I have skeins of Woolies Thick and Quick that were also on sale for $4.99 at Joann's, again, check your online app. I think today's the last day of that because it's like Cyber Monday extended. And if you want to get that deal, I would get it today. I would order it and then go pick it up in the store. So that is your little sales pitch for today. So I am going to sign off. I hope that you have a great week, and I will probably see you next week. Let me know in the comments what you are working on. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. If you like what you see and you want to see more, subscribe and hit the bell. That'll let you know when I post new episodes. And as always, go craft something because it's good for your mental health.